Now, going over to the business blunder of the day, you have Volkswagen recalling a little more than 271,000 vehicles, which is not great, especially because, again, the CEO, for some reason, publicly said a couple weeks ago, we no longer think our brand is viable. Because, again, so their sales are decreasing, more people are buying the competition, which, again, saying the quiet part out loud was, to me, one of the most weirdest things I've ever seen in business, especially in that regard. It's one way to say we have a strategic vision to overtake the market. We're going to increase our sales by XYZ. But yeah, just coming out and saying, oh yeah, we don't think our brand is viable right now. We need to make extra changes. That's, as the ESPN buffoons might say, that's a bold move, Cotton. Let's see how that works. Or was that Madden? One of the sports balls things. Now, this was brought to us thanks to CNN Business, which is somehow actually still in business. I can't help but think they're secretly praying, like, please, Trump win. Because again, when Trump lost the last election, their ratings went down like by 40%. It was rough times for CNN. Now, this is specifically by Samantha DeLeao, who's a writer over there. And yep, it's due to the airbag recall. So she says specifically, quote, Volkswagen recalls more than 271,000 vehicles due to defective airbags. Now, specifically, they are recalling 271,330 of its Atlas SUVs due to the faulty passenger side airbags. Certain Atlas vehicles made between 2021 and 2024 and Atlas Cross Sport vehicles made between 2020 and 2024 may experience a wiring error causing the front passenger airbags not to deploy, according to a report last week by the National U.S. Highway Safety and Traffic Administration. That's not great, especially because it's not related to the Takata airbags, which, again, for that, I want to say most automotive companies got a pass in terms of public perception. That was the biggest recall in automotive history was the Takata airbags. And spoiler alert, a lot of these companies share the same core parts. I mean, just like a Bosch, and they make a lot of electrical components from many of these companies. And the Takata airbag things, well, long story short, the solvent that they used to actually, cartridges to explode them, well, they had some defects and glorified, basically turned them into grenades. So quite the antithesis of saving your life would actually make your life worse or could potentially take it from you. So every company had a recall for that. From GM to Volkswagen to even, I believe even Tesla at the time had the same airbags. They all got recalled because of the airbag. Now this is even worse because again, this isn't because of the bad manufacturer, or more accurately, the subcontractor that they choose for a specific component. This looks like it is a wiring error. Which again, I'm not sure if that's because of the person who was assembling the vehicle. Was it the engineering team putting together the wire diagram, how it's going to be assembled, then just was it optimized? And again, there's a big and bad recall. This is one where, yep, and again, it does not say that you should stop driving. Now, they say that the owners of the affected vehicles will be notified in mail by August 16th once the parts are ready, and Volkswagen dealers will replace the faulty parts, of course, free of charge, according to the company. Because again, it's not good for the dealerships, because again, warranty work gets paid much, much less, and same with recall work. The rate at which, because again, someone's going to pay for this. The manufacturer is paying the dealerships for the labor to fix this. And that rate is significantly less than if they were to repair something like, let's say you bought a Honda, let's say, for example, you bought a Honda Civic Si with a stick shift, as all cars should be by default, and, well, 5 to 6 years later, well, the wiring harness just breaks. Well, that's something, well, spoiler alert, as me, that was out of warranty. So I paid full price for that service, as well as the physical product. That's good for the dealerships. That's where they make a lot of their revenue, a lot of their profit. This type of work, not so much. Manufacturers are going to cut them a check for discounted labor rate. So definitely not good for them either. And again, this is one of the instances where, well, yet another reason to tune into the show. Most people find out in August. Seems like most business blunders are automotive related because they have so many components that could go wrong. But yeah, the fact that a lot of these people are going to feel comfortable driving their vehicles, especially if they utilize the passenger side, for someone to actually they're actually in it. It's not just, throwing a computer there, but you actually have a person there. That's not great news. A lot of these people, maybe they'll no longer feel comfortable driving their cars for the interim and just chisel away at the brand recognition, the brand quality. It's definitely not going to be good for the reputation, especially because, again, this isn't an issue where it's like a Takata airbag recall. So, unfortunately, again, over 250,000 vehicles as well. It's a big number, get everyone's attention. And SUVs and trucks are the most profitable thing automotive companies make. There's a reason very few subcompact cars are manufactured anymore. This is a very important vehicle for Volkswagen. So that's yet another almost triple or quadruple whammy in terms of negative things for the company and the shareholders. So recall now having to recall 271,330 of those vehicles. So needless to say, that recall of the Volkswagen Atlas, Volkswagen, that is certainly the business blunder of the day. Thank you everyone for taking the time to tune in. Again, trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So if you could click that button, I would greatly appreciate it. Also, leaving a comment or a thumbs up, thumbs down is a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take the time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your co-workers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe, fight the good fight.